meeting is beginning, it's 8:20. All right, so we have an agenda. So before we start talking about finalizing the town and board budgets, everybody should have a copy of the appropriation and bond authorization for $10,700,000 for various capital improvement projects. Does everybody have the board? It's an updated one, and it came out, it's the resolution. Well, this afternoon.
3 o'clock this afternoon.
It was modified from the Board of Selectmen. It should,
It looks like
in the
this.
body of
It should be in your email.
the body of the resolution, it breaks down the cost for the various projects. The first resolution did not. Does everybody have a copy?
Yes.
Okay. So it's before us, we need to have a motion, we either accept it or we don't. So do we have, if you want to take a moment to just kind of look through it, and then if I have a motion to accept this resolution, it's the,
This is,
This is the version 2.
the only comment, my only comment is, I'm used to seeing on most resolutions that we speak to an amount not to exceed. And this just speaks to a total sum. I don't think it makes a difference, but just because we authorize 10,700,000 doesn't mean we have to spend it.
True.
If we can get it done for less,
Right.
great.
My understanding is we can't change, this is like the
Okay.
language from bond council.
This came from council, okay.
Yeah, I don't know, First Selectman, is there any reason why that bond council didn't put that language in, or?
You technically cannot exceed it because you're only appropriating for, you're not appropriating, but you're authorizing for that amount, so you can't authorize for
No,
more.
I know, they can't go over that.
You can't, yeah.
Right.
Again, I always would have to defer to bond council beyond that. This is their recommendation.
But your comment, that language would make it that, I mean, obviously, they're not gonna go over
No,
it.
I can't.
No. So what?
I have questions too. If we're having discussion before we have a motion,
Well, I gotta have a motion first, and then we can have discussion, so if I have a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept.
A second?
Second.
Okay, discussion.
the amounts that were forwarded by the Capital Expenditure Committee for these bridge projects, which are great because we get 80% reimbursement, was $2,663,121 for the bridge over Kelseytown, and $1,333,223 for the Carter Hill and over the Monongahela. These figures that are bunched together for the two bridge projects add up, and we're requesting here $5.2 million. What was requested in December was 3.9 if you bunched them together. So I have a question on how that extra $1 million got put into these projects, because I know this had been worked on for a year or more by Pete Neff and engineers. And my other question is...
Can I answer the first
Well,
question?
yeah, because actually I
Yes.
want to just update you on our March 18th meeting, when it was presented to us, those numbers had gone up.
$1 million?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it did.
2.2 for
It was
Carter Hill and
2.
2.9 for
Yeah.
Kelseytown.
Oh, so it went from 1.3 to 2.2?
Yeah,
Okay.
and, you know, Tom and I were on the bond committee, and we met with others that were on the bond committee and the engineers, that they were old estimates, and the pricing on it. Did you have anything else to add, or?
Just that the estimates were from 2016, so they had to be readjusted to the current rates.
And the other part of my question would be, in fairness and in transparency to taxpayers, the one thing in this town that you hear over and over again is nobody really knows what's going on, what's happening, and what happened, and how did it happen, is that I don't like the lumping of together of these projects. If the bridge over Carter Hill, Monongahela is 2.2, express it that way. The expression has to be clear, straightforward, and easy for taxpayers to see and understand. Expressing it in lumps, to me, is, well, it looks like we're hiding something. We want to move money around or something. I just don't see a problem with expressing it as clearly and straightforwardly as possible. And I also don't understand why we can't allow the taxpayers to thumbs up or thumbs down on various projects.
There, if I can.
Sure.
So the reason for it all being in one package came from bond counsel, so I think everybody on this board can recognize that we want to defer to our bond counsel over all of us individually interfering in that process and that recommendation. Bond counsel specifically puts these projects together in one bond for the reason, just as an example, say the bridge project. You're in the process of working on the bridge projects, the footings need to be expanded, and that cost is $50,000 more, $100,000 more. You now have a scenario where you have to stop construction, go back out to referendum for a project to complete the project, which is not realistic in the way that we operate. So you looked at the numbers from 2016, things adjust over time. Within the bond package, that gives us opportunity. If one of the projects is less, it gives us the opportunity to use some of that funding to complete other projects. It's very much how this process works. It's the way the town has done it for as long as I've lived in town, and it is how the town charter speaks to the process as well. Again, I am not going to counter what our bond counsel has made a recommendation on, nor would I want to jeopardize the funding specifically on road projects or bridge projects, because we can't complete them because we have to go back out to a referendum for a second portion of the project and say that fails. Then we have to reimburse the engineering process, the bonding for the engineering, the 80% reimbursements, and then we'll have to get reimbursed or reimburse the state as well for the construction side. It jeopardizes a lot, and that's the
It does not jeopardize democracy and letting the taxpayers know there's huge cost overruns because the footings are not appropriate and you're going to have to cough up more money. That's the thing I want in all government, to have clearly, so that everyone understands clearly when the dollar comes out of their purse and goes in the taxpayers' coffers, how it's spent.
Well, but are you just objecting? Because, I mean, it is set forth what each project is costing, with the exception that the two bridges are put together. So, I mean,
Why not have them? The excuse is so we can move monies around. And to me, that's a shady excuse. That's not transparency. That's not honest, open government. So that's why I object to it.
I think excuse is not legitimate when you're referring to what the bond council recommendations are. Again, this process that we go through should, for instance, the examples of the footing, the Board of Selectmen, or at the time it will be the council, will have to go through a very public process to determine how they address a shortfall in one part of the project and allocating to another. There's no deception there. It takes energy to be part of your government. It takes energy to know what's going on as well. So it's a two-sided coin here, and it takes both sides. So there's no malfeasance here. It is appropriately documented in the resolution. And again, I go back to our bond council has made this recommendation, and this has been the process all along.
Well, the bond council made a recommendation for a very a proposal that was nixed. And 3 hours later, apparently, he changed his opinion. So I'm not really convinced that the bond council's word is on everything, unless it's presented to him or them.
okay. But what's before us now, though, is
Yes.
we are just to do yes or no. So if we decide to say no, I think there's also repercussions, which I believe the selectmen can share with us. If we vote this down, because, I mean, when it was brought before us, the bridges had a certain deadline, I believe, that if we do, and the bridges are 80% reimbursable?
Yes.
So, but if we vote this down and these things don't get done, I believe there's repercussions.
I thought I read it, we have till December of this year to enact these things.
So, again, Derek?
Yes.
Again, if we do not authorize, again, we're not spending until we actually spend it. If we do not authorize this, we will then trigger where the state is going to come back and ask for the 80% reimbursements they have already made on those other 2 bridge projects for the engineering portion. The bridges need to proceed as well, because if you do not do the bridges, they will close those bridges. With the roofing projects, those are 40% reimbursable as well.
But nobody set a date. I set a date. I understood it was, we have to make a decision by December. Is there a date? You talked about decisions being made. When is the date?
I don't understand the question of your date.
If this isn't passed tonight, through the democratic process of us, yea or nay, will there be another opportunity to bring it forward?
No.
Is there this is drop dead?
Yes.
3 hours before the meeting, drop dead, gotta do it.
You have to put it on a referendum. If you do not put it on a referendum, it doesn't go through the process where the state wants to see that you appropriately authorize the resolution for those funds for the bridges.
Okay. There's been other referendums for bonding without,
I'm not sure what your question is. What are you saying, that we should not do it tonight? I'm not sure what you're...
I'm just trying to understand the scope of this in terms of a drop dead date, which I've been informed by you is tonight.
Again, there. If you want to get it onto the referendum ballot, you would need to make a decision tonight in order for the town to notice it on the referendum. In the same way tonight, you have to make a decision on your town budget in order for us to notice for a referendum. Same process.
Right, but we've known about the budget for a year. We have not known about this, 3 o'clock this afternoon. It's a little sticky.
No, we actually talked about it, to be fair, we've spoken about it at our last meeting, so we're not. But, so, just to move on, the issue that you have is you would like those 2 split out.
Just
Which is
more
not what
transparent.
we're just, I mean, we're discussing it, but that's not within our purview here. So, I mean, obviously, if you don't like the way it's written, you can say vote no. So is there any other discussion on this?
Could I just set the record straight? I believe we have in the past separated these out so that the voters could vote. I remember a number of years ago, they voted down the turf field, but voted up, I think, breathing apparatus for the fire department.
And the same thing with the sidewalks.
Right, so it is erroneous.
To the
It
high
is
school.
erroneous to say that we have never broken these out to give the voters a chance to vote in favor of one and against the other. And I resent us being told things that are blatantly false.
Christine?
Nobody made any inference that that hasn't been done before. Again, I will go back to, this was the recommendation of our bond council. This information is not new. There has been bonding committee meetings. This came from their own capital expenditure committee, in which ONADA also sits on. None of these numbers should be uninvolved in a democratic process. There's nothing new here. And again, I will go back
$1 million
to,
is new. We just.
again, same information that we've been working from since December of 2018.
Okay, any further discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Okay, passed.